Welcome back, guys, to another episode of YNNY. It's been a while since we've done a music discography episode, and it was Liam's choice for this one, and he picked Flying Lotus, an artist that neither me or Keelan had heard until this point. So we had some great discussions there, talking about all 6 of his albums. We also talk about the Oscar nominations that dropped not too long ago, and more. Don't forget we have the timestamps if you want to jump to a certain point, as well as the link trees to our social medias in the description, and the link to our Patreon if you want to support the podcast. All of it goes towards the artwork that we do every episode, so that would be much appreciated if you wanted to help out. And yeah, we hope you guys enjoy this episode, so let's get into it.
It has been a long time.
I mean, it took us 3 fucking weeks to record the last one, so hopefully no technical difficulties this time.
That's what I'm worried about, because there's extreme heat back up, at the moment, and last time that happened, that's when my power went out, so praying for the best.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Okay. The podcast is just cursed from now on.
I swear to God, if it does, I'll straight up quit. I'm done.
I'll quit in solidarity.
Yeah. Can't just be me, so I guess I'll quit too. Both quit.
Turn it into blood talk.
Yeah, finally, that fucking thing can get started. Which never. So how have you been? How you guys been?
I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good. Like I was saying in the pre-podcast thing, I went to a concert and it made me very happy, and yeah, I'm feeling good right now. So that's a fucking rarity. It's awesome. It feels good being
what you
good.
Want?
It's what I want.
Yeah.
How have you boys been?
Hot.
Do you? Oh, hot. Yeah.
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 There's not really that much else going on in my life right now, I guess. The interview for the visa is coming up kind of soon.
Oh, nice.
I think there's
nice
25 days, 27 days until.
Hell yeah.
But I still have to get a ticket to Sydney and all that shit.
Oh, you have to do it in Sydney?
Yeah, very annoying.
That's fucking...
the nearest embassy or something, right?
Yeah.
How long did it take from the time you scheduled that till your appointment? That take? How long does that take?
When I got told about the interview?
Yeah, or when you went, when you tried to schedule the interview. How long?
It would have been when the visa got approved. So that's when they gave me the interview date. And
damn.
I think that was just a few months ago, really. It's not too long of a wait or anything, but after I get back and everything, that's gonna be when I'm really stressing to get everything over there and shit. Not much else going on, just working.
Yeah, I had a pretty unexpected break in between these episodes. Literally the last day that we did record, then that same day, that same Tuesday or whatever it was, then Kath surprise visited me. I was not expecting it at all. I was fucking mind blown. But yeah, it was fun. I was mind blown. Like I said, we just hung out. It was kind of a bad time for her to visit, to be honest, because it was during the absolute coldest part of the fucking season and of the year. It was during negative 20 degrees, that type of cold. We always get hit with that for a few weeks out of the year, and she came during that time, so we were pretty much snowed in my apartment for a few days. My car wouldn't even start. I had to pay to get somebody to jumpstart my car. It was that bad. So we just kind of stayed inside, watched movies, played games, but it was fun. Oh, and I guess we're officially engaged too. I say that with quotations. Yeah, we're engaged.
Did you not see that?
Oh, holy shit! Congratulations.
Thanks.
I didn't fucking see that. Congrats, dude.
The people I tell that to, thanks. Yeah, the people I tell that to that don't really know a whole lot of what's going on with me, they're all super excited and surprised. But we're doing the same fiance visa. We knew this would happen. I knew she'd say yes. It was just the little thing of me asking. But yeah, that's definitely all that really happened with me. So now it is just back to work. Back to making money. That's about it.
Where's your wife, Keelan?
She's somewhere still at that concert.
Yeah, I lost her in the mosh pit.
Damn.
It was my
Gotta
own
find
fault.
her.
Like, I get too eager at concerts. I need to fucking pace myself because like within they fucking opened with Chop Suey, which is fucking awesome. It was great. It's fucking lots of fun. But the second,
is this a cover band or something?
no,
Sorry,
no. They just opened with a cover of Chop Suey. It was hype.
okay.
It was great. But
okay.
the second song, like a mosh pit opened up, and I was like, yeah, I'm diving into that. And then a song later, I was like, I'm out of action for the rest of the fucking concert. I'm done. It was exhausting.
Man.
Moshing is fun though.
Oh, it was really fun. It was a great time.
All right, so thanking the Sacred Six, whatever we called them.
Sexy Sacred Six.
Sure. Starting off with Kath at Catherine Way, my fiance. Now not my girlfriend, now my fiance. Thanks,
Thank you,
Kath.
fiance.
Thank you, Kath.
Thanks, Julia. My fiance.
Thanks, Julia.
Thank you, Sarah's Popcorn Chat.
Thanks, Sarah. Ardor Film. Thanks,
Thank
Amy.
you, Amy. Thank you, Luna___Pearl. Appreciate it. And
Thanks,
Mom.
Luna, Liam's mom.
And thank you to Graham, Quinn's brother.
Thanks,
Thanks.
Graham Cracker.
Thanks, Graham.
Poll results?
Yes, I have that pulled up.
Pulled
from
up?
the
Hell
Christmas
yeah.
episode. Out of those 3 Christmas movies that we discussed, which was their favorite, and to my surprise, nobody voted for Muppet's Christmas Carol.
What?
But yeah, but one person voted for Eyes Wide Shut and one person voted for Carol. So
That's fucked up.
It's
it's a
tie.
tie. It is fucked up.
They're all
Take
bangers.
I mean-
Carol out of there.
They're all bangers. You're just homophobes.
Oh, they Keelan. Hey.
What we've been watching or doing or whatever, listening to.
Whatever the fuck we've been doing. I watched Poor Things. I predicted that it would be, in the last episode, I predicted it would be my favorite film of 2023, and by God was I fucking right. It was phenomenal. I'm a huge fan of Yorgos Lanthimos. Every single film of his I think is pretty much perfect. The Lobster is probably in my top 5, but my fucking God, Poor Things, what a fucking film. It wasn't what I expected in the sense that, like, all of his other films are very dry with their, like, with the way it's performed, whereas, like, Poor Things is, like, very over the top, and I love that about it. It was also surprisingly quite heartwarming, which is really fun. I really loved it. Emma Stone is fucking, my God, she was fucking phenomenal in it. Like, if I'd be happy if she wins Best Actress at the Oscars, because, like, she deserves it. She fucking deserves that fucking Oscar. The fucking sets, the script is fucking fantastic. Like, the dialogue is just, it had me in stitches at, like, multiple fucking points. And I saw it in, like, the perfect atmosphere. I saw it in Lighthouse Cinema in Dublin. They were showing it on 35mm. And it was a full crowd, and no one was speaking, no one was on their phones. There was just laughing and, like, some occasional gasps. And it's like, hell yeah, this is what the fucking cinema's about. I'm very happy with Poor Things. It would be my favorite film of last year if I'd seen it before we did that episode. It's phenomenal. I adored it.
I mean, yeah, that's literally one of the ones I was going to bring up too. I'll just add on to it. I also watched Poor Things, and yeah, I'm in the same boat. I gave it 5 stars. I loved it pretty much for all the same reasons you did. I thought the soundtrack was also amazing. I don't know if you
love the
mentioned
soundtrack.
that. The
I've been listening
soundtrack
to
is
that so much.
like everything about the movie is so unique. And yeah, I mean, just for all the same reasons you said, I thought it was hilarious. Yeah, I really wanted to rewatch it again. Like, literally immediately after watching it, I was like, I'm ready to watch that again, which that almost never happens for me. So it made it into my top 3 of last year for sure. Like, it's tempting to put it at number 1. It really is tempting, but as of now, I'm just keeping it in the top 3. So
The fucking character of Bella Baxter, I've just been constantly thinking about her. Like, she's probably one of my absolute favorite characters in, like, the past while. Like, she's such an interesting character, and I just love her personality. I just fucking love her to pieces. And, like, all the performances as well. Fucking Mark Ruffalo was fucking hysterical. Like, my
Yeah,
God, that's
he
the
was.
best I've ever fucking seen him. But
it probably is, yeah. He was great.
like,
yeah.
the only other thing I could think of that would nearly be close is, like, something like Zodiac. Or even Collateral. I like him in Collateral for, like, the bit he's in. One thing about it, though, we got it in my cinema, which I fucking did not expect us to get. Which is, but, like, we have it, we were showing it on, like, our big screen or whatever, but the other night I was working, and a woman came out, and she asked for a refund, and she didn't say why, and I was like, I can't really give you a refund unless you don't give us a reason, you know? And she said, well, you should have warned us that was softcore pornography. And I was like,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, that's same thing with my my theater. Because, like, we are, you know, our town here, we're a little small Midwest town with a bunch of old people, you know, in it. So, like, I mean, there's been a bunch of old elderly people going to see the movie, like, not knowing what they're getting into. And I think it's only happened a couple times, but... Yeah, I mean, yeah, you just don't know what you're getting in for. Because, like, I'll be honest, I didn't know that it was going to have that much. But, like, we've seen enough movies, it didn't, like, bother me or anything.
Yeah, there's a lot of sex, but it actually serves a purpose in the story. Like, I'd never felt like it was gratuitous or anything. But yeah, that bitch has just been on my fucking mind. And because she was also saying, like, fucking how it was, like, Disney was trying to brainwash us with, like, because there's, like, themes of, like, polite society versus like social anarchy and stuff like that in it, and she wasn't comfortable with that, and I was just like, okay, I'll give you a refund, there you go, have a good night. I don't want to talk to you anymore. But yeah, 10 out of 10, Poor Things, best film last
10
year.
out of 10.
It's perfect.
I 10.
I listened to an album Keelan's heard, Little Rope by Sleater-Kinney.
Oh, you've heard it?
I have. Probably one of the worst things they've done in a while.
It's yeah.
It's really, really like, where did it fucking come? It's so boring. It is so boring. Julia gave it like 5 stars. She loves it. I don't get why. Like,
I get it from the perspective like that it's quite a personal album. Like it kind of came after like Carrie's mother passed away, so they kind of poured a lot into it, but it doesn't really reflect in like the lyrics or like the songwriting.
No,
I kind of had an issue with like the vocals
like,
on it.
It doesn't really have like a theme to it or anything like that. It feels like it kind of just jumps back and forth between musical styles, and because of that I feel like, you know, those messages probably weren't communicated that well.
Oh no, I was just saying I kind of had an issue with like the way the vocals were dealt with, because there's a lot of reverb, and like especially the tracks that like Coen is singing, you can she feels very distant in the mix, and I was like, why are you? She's like one of the best fucking singers ever. Why are you drowning her in reverb? It doesn't sound great.
I did have that issue initially though with No Cities to Love, but I do like that album now. But I remember like having that issue where it's like the vocals just sound really off to me, and I don't know what it is, but I don't like it. But this felt worse in that regard by a landslide, because I think the vocals like are probably one of the worst parts of it, honestly. And the music just doesn't really have much personality. It didn't grab me that much. I like Needlessly Wild. That song's great, but
there's a couple of good tracks on it.
Yeah.
Like fucking. I liked Small Finds and Don't Feel Right. I think those are probably my 2 favorites. Untidy Creature is good as well, but like the rest are just kind of forgettable.
I think Don't Feel Right was the one that really annoyed me, actually.
Okay, for people that don't know, Sleater-Kinney are my fucking favorite band of all time, so this is kind of like a huge disappointment for me, because it's like the first album of theirs where I'm just kind of like, it's alright, you know? I didn't hate it, but I think I just went into it like being kind of overly critical, so I'll just see what a re-listen does for it.
Even with me, like I'm not like a super fan of Sleater-Kinney or anything, but they have made like great albums, and I do like them a lot. But this, was really disappointing, and I can see how disappointing it must be for you. Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't even fucking rate it or write a review. I was just like, I'll see what a re-listen does.
I mean, that's like the best way to describe it. Just, like, I don't know. It didn't do anything. It's just a big disappointment.
Still fucking hope they come to Ireland though. I'd like to see them again. They're great live, but keep the Little Rope out of it. Do the old stuff.
Yeah, it kind of sucks, but for me right now, it's probably like a 4 out of 10, maybe lower.
I'd probably give it like a 5 or a 6. I'm really not sure yet. I'm really not sure, but it's like my least favorite right now, definitely.
Yeah, I think it's my least favorite too. I can't remember like another one just giving me that kind of feeling. It just didn't feel like them.
The only one I remember you having that issue with was No Cities to Love, but you like that one now.
Yeah, like I
don't remember you ever.
But I can't see myself re-listening to this one and getting much out of it. Like No Cities to Love, I was like, you know, there's probably something to appreciate in this album, especially since you've like bigged it up so much. So I was like, okay, I'll give it another go. But with this one, cannot see it like going up on re-listen at all.
It just came to mind. I don't know if it's like one of the things I'd like to talk about, but fucking whatever. I watched Wonka. It was actually fucking great. I really liked it.
Was Alan Johnson good? Was Rich Fulcher good?
Oh, they were fantastic.
Were
You
they
will
actually?
love them in it. No, they were genuine. Like they're genuine, like really good side characters. Like Rich Fulcher, especially. Like he plays like a washed-up comedian, and he's just really fucking funny in it.
That sounds.
And Alan
perfect.
Johnson's like he's the main villain of the movie.
Oh, really?
So he gets a lot of screen time. He was a lot of fun. But yeah, no, I like most people. I'm a big fan of the Gene Wilder Willy Wonka movie. I think it's fucking perfect. It's one of the best family movies of all time. There's not much I could say against it, really. The Johnny Depp one, piece of shit, one of the worst films I've ever seen.
You didn't even have to bring it up.
This
You're
one,
just hurting me.
I hate it. I had to bring it up. It's part of the Wonkaverse, okay? Like most people, I was like, do we really need a fucking Willy Wonka prequel? Like, what the fuck why do we need this, you know?
Yeah.
And I kind of got interested once I heard that Paul King was making it, because he did Paddington 1 and 2, and those are fucking bangers, obviously. And I'm pleased to say he fucking did it. Like, it does have that Paddington 2 feel to it. It's not as good as Paddington 2, obviously, but, like, it does feel like the same guy who made Paddington 2, and I like that about it. There's a lot of style and there's a lot of charm to it. It actually looks like it's budget, which is kind of rare for, like, a modern movie. Like, you can see all the fucking money on screen. The sets are fucking fantastic. The effects are all really good too. Even fucking the Hugh Grant Oompa Loompa. Love that guy. I wish he was in it more. But I suppose most people's biggest issue was like Timothée Chalamet's Willy Wonka, but I thought he did a pretty good job, although it's kind of hard to see where he goes from Timothée Chalamet Willy Wonka to Gene Wilder Willy Wonka, but that's not like a huge issue. I was in it for the fun, I was in it for the charm, the humor, and it delivered, and I was very surprised by it, you know? I genuinely recommend it. I thought it was a big surprise for me. I didn't expect to like it as much as I did. The music as well is great. Like, there's been songs that have been from it that have been just stuck in my head, and I can't get them out. A fucking soundtrack full of earworms. Wonka, it's good. 8 out of 10. Really fucking liked it. Who would have fucking knew they made a Willy Wonka prequel that no one wanted, and it was actually fucking really good.
That is very surprising.
It was a shock.
Yeah.
When you give an idea to the right person, it can go well.
Yeah, and Paul
Yeah.
King is the right person. I will trust him with whatever he does from now on. Even if he does like a fucking, I don't know, a Care Bears prequel or something. Go for it, man. I'll fucking watch it.
I would watch that.
I'm just gonna lump these next two like together because like they're by the same director and I could say literally the same good things about them. But I showed Kath both Fargo and Burn After Reading.
Ooh,
hell
That
yeah.
she's never seen. She's never seen either of them.
that must be great.
Yeah, and she it was great. I mean, I think she really liked them too. She was laughing for sure. And I've always loved them, but like it definitely solidified after these rewatches. Like they're both 5 stars for me. Like they're both perfect to me. And yeah, I think I wanted to show them to her because like she's always had kind of a bad image in her mind of the Coens because like she doesn't like No Country for Old Men, and that's the only Coens she'd really seen. And so like she thought all their movies were like that, and I was like, no, like this is what the
They
Coens
have
are really
so much
like.
variety. Like they really
do. They do.
They're
but
like some of the most versatile filmmakers ever.
I mean,
They
also
are.
just the fact, like I was literally just thinking about this today. Sorry to interrupt, but like Joel Coen, he came out with Tragedy of Macbeth, and now Ethan Coen is going to do like a film that looks like the polar opposite to that. Like I just love that.
That movie
Yeah.
looks fucking awesome. I'm excited for that.
It's just so interesting,
Yeah, no,
like
they're-
how they are as directors and how they are when they collaborate. It's
you know, they are versatile, like you said, and like these two are definitely among my favorites of them. I mean, it's tough to even say, like they're both probably in my top 3, but I also have like Llewyn Davis and Lady Killers, all of that at like 5 stars. Even the fucking Lady Killers, like I love that.
it is a
So-
5 star.
It is.
It's
It's 5
it's-
stars.
You give it a 6,
Yeah,
Liam.
no,
Get the
it's
fuck
not a
out
5
of
star, but
here.
it's
Oh.
like it's so enjoyable, and I want to
But
give it
it
5
is.
stars.
Yeah.
It's
So, like-
underrated. I'd agree.
It is.
I
It
think
is. It's
but
underrated and overhated for sure. But
Overhated is a better term.
it's both though, underrated and overrated.
Yeah.
but yeah, anyway, these are like among 2 of their best. I mean, not like top 2, but just some of their best movies for sure. And yeah, 5 stars for both. They're just hilarious. The casts are amazing. I love how wacky their plots can get. Just like they take, you know, a crime thriller plot and just throw like the wackiest characters in there, and shit just spirals out of control, and it's like you don't know what to expect, and it's just so much fun. They're just really fun movies to watch. So
it's just so funny. God,
it is. It's amazing. Like, that might be my favorite Coen Brothers cast of any of their movies. Like, the cast is just incredible.
It's a fucking great cast.
I think from what I've seen of him, it's probably my favorite George Clooney performance, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, he's awesome. He's so fucking good in it. But like, I've never seen him play a character like that in anything else, and he's just so good at it.
Yeah. All of the characters in that movie are so like distinct, and they all have such weird quirks. Like, they all have really weird
Frances
things about them. Even her, and even John Malkovich. Yeah, I mean,
Tilda Swinton.
Even as someone who has a minor role in it, like fucking Richard Jenkins, I love him in that movie.
He's great in it.
He's so fucking funny in it.
Yeah.
The end is sad, kind of, though, in a way,
it is.
but also funny.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It is sad but funny the way things turned out. But yeah, so I was happy to rewatch those.
Got to do an episode on them sometime.
Oh yeah, for sure. The Coen's episode is inevitable. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
2 more 5 stars I watched in this little few weeks I had. So
I don't think either of you would be like that interested in it. Keelan's heard some stuff by them, but the new album by the Mountain Goats came out last year.
Oh yeah.
And it was good. Again. Basically, I'm just happy with them doing their thing now, like, for the rest of their discography, like, because after Goths, it feels like they kind of just started doing like very, very similar albums. Like, they all sound quite similar, I think, but like, it's really good music at the same time, in my opinion. So if they just like continue doing this, especially with the long discography they've left behind, like, I'm totally fine with it. Just keep going, have fun. This was a really good one. It's called Jenny from Thebes. They're just having fun, and John Darnielle's like such a cool guy. He's just chilling, loving life. So, but I love Clean Slate, From the Nebraska Plant, and Same as Cash. They're all really good songs. 8 out of 10.
I watched Garfield. No, I'm kidding.
No,
I'm not talking about Garfield.
did you actually?
He did.
I actually did.
Oh my.
It was miserable. I saw All of Us Strangers yesterday, another 2023 film that I was really looking forward to. It's a gay romance movie between Paul Mescal and Andrew Scott, but it's also kind of a meditation on like loneliness and grief and stuff like that. And it really fucking affected me. It was so fucking powerful. Like, I was in awe from like the first frame, like the way it opens. It's just, you're right in it. I love the atmosphere of it, the way it's shot. There's like a lot of really well done like zooms, and like it has very good like usage of, what are the term, like depth of field and stuff like that. But the story, I'm not going to get into like what the film is actually about, because I saw the trailer before Poor Things and I felt like it gave a bit more than I was comfortable away with it. And it is kind of the main plot to the film, so just kind of go in blind, and I think you'll enjoy it. But it would probably be in my top 5 of last year. I thought it was absolutely phenomenal. There's so many creative things going on, despite, you know, it's a romance film, but I think it does enough to justify its existence. And Andrew Scott is oh my god, he's fantastic in it.
I need to see
like,
more of that guy.
Me too, but I think this is, if I'm not wrong, this is like his first proper leading role in like a film.
Yeah. The main thing I remember him from was Sherlock, because I did watch like the first 2 seasons of that. He was really good in it, but that show is a bit fucking cringe at times, honestly.
Yeah, no, it hasn't aged well at all, but he's good in it. He's awesome in Fleabag as well.
Yeah, he's great.
He's one of the highlights of Fleabag season 2.
Oh, I've still got to watch that show.
But yeah, All of Us Strangers is definitely like, he is a good fucking leading man. He is fantastic. There's so much emotion in his performance, and he bounces off Paul Mescal so fucking well. They're the two pride and joys of Ireland, really. They're both fucking phenomenal actors, and I'm so happy to see them get so much success, because they are genuinely talented, and they're not just like pigeonholing themselves into like fucking Marvel movies and shit, which I really appreciate. They're actually doing interesting stuff. Yeah, I'm kind of sad to see that it was kind of left out of like Oscars and Oscar discussions and shit. Like, it doesn't matter that much, but it would have been nice to see something like this get some recognition, because it's fucking worth it. It's a phenomenal film. I fucking teared up so many fucking times. It's deeply emotional. Soundtrack choices are great as well. There's like one montage that's set to a Blur song that was really fucking effective, and I just kind of wanted to go on for ages, really. I wanted to go on for the rest of the fucking movie even. But yeah, it's fantastic. I'd highly recommend everyone check it out, really. It's wonderful. Like I said, probably would crack my top 5 of last year.
Wow.
I'd give it a 10 out of 10. It's phenomenal.
Yeah, I
really loved it.
Hell yeah. Yeah, me too. Yeah, I know you both have seen it, and I fucking loved it on rewatch, and that's The Death of Stalin.
Hell yeah.
That movie is hilarious.
So
that
I think I've seen it 3 times now. Much. I fucking love that movie.
It's so good.
The highlight is Jason Isaacs.
Oh yeah, him, the fucking general.
Yeah.
How could you forget him? He's amazing.
Yeah, he was amazing. I just love like the main like trio of guys. Like, they're hilarious too.
Yeah.
Steve Buscemi, Jeffrey Tambor, all of them. Yeah, it's I don't know. I love the style of humor. Like, it's a very specific style of humor, and it's just like every joke was hitting for me, and it was just so damn funny. I don't know why it didn't like click with me this much on my first watch. Probably because I didn't even know what to expect. I didn't know it was really like a dark comedy or whatever. But yeah, it totally worked for me even more this time. And yeah, it just like quickly jumped up as like one of my favorite comedies ever.
I'd love to rewatch it. I have it at an 8 out of 10, but like I will always sing its praises for the bold fucking choice of making everyone speak in their normal accent. I think that was just the funniest fucking shit.
It is, baby. He's fucking great. I love that guy.
I know. I want to see more of his movies. After this, I want to see.
You got to
more.
watch The Thick of It. It's such a perfect show. It's like top 3 comedy shows for me of all time. It is perfect, and it's like this same style of humor, but just British politics, and it's fucking awesome.
I still gotta get into Thick of It.
Oh my god, it's perfect. It's so fucking funny. You guys would love it.
I'll definitely check it out.
Like, Roger Allam in that show, he's amazing. He doesn't come in until season 3, but he's fucking great. And Peter Capaldi, obviously.
The first season is 3 episodes long, Quinn.
Yeah.
Oh,
you can bang it out in like an hour.
Oh yeah, I'll watch that. In
So is the second season.
Is that
nice?
Oh.
But that's a lot. Like, with British shows, a lot that happens for some reason. Like, Sherlock only has like 3 episodes.
We should probably let Quinn in on the thing that happened with the guy from the first 2 seasons. I don't know if you know about that, Keelan. I'm sure you do. But he turned out to be a pedo.
Oh god.
Oh, that fucker. Yeah.
He's the main.
No.
I've heard about that.
He's like the main guy in the first 2 seasons. He plays it well and everything. Like, if you just look past it, you can enjoy it. But like, they got rid of him after that.
Yeah, that's too bad.
Oh, that's too bad. Sorry.
That's too bad.
Oh,
I'll definitely still check it out. Oh,
what a shame.
Yeah, what a shame when that happens. Anyway, yeah, amazing movie though. One of my favorite comedies now for sure. 5 stars.
I rewatched I'm Thinking of Ending Things. I moved it from my top 30 to my top 10, specifically 9.
Whoa.
Hell yeah.
It pushed out The Hunt.
No!
Yeah. But
No, not The Hunt.
Get out of here.
The Hunt. Oh man.
This time around, I just fucking fell in love with it. This is my 3rd time watching it, but it's one of the most unique movies I've ever seen. I just love how everything plays out. It's so nightmarish and like funny and like poetic, and the monologues that happen are just incredible. The acting is unreal. There's something about this movie that just nothing else gives me, and I just adore it. It's fantastic, and it's the best Charlie Kaufman in my opinion. Like, even though I love Eternal Sunshine, that's very close, but yeah, this one just like takes it for me. And Jesse Buckley and Jesse Plemons are just amazing. Toni Collette, David Thewlis, so good. There's scenes in that movie, like, I don't know how they acted that shit out, but like, they're just so terrifying and uncomfortable to watch, but they're so good.
I'm gonna try not humble brag, but like it's such a shame it didn't get like a cinema release, because I was lucky enough to see it in the cinema, like it was like the second ever screening of it. I saw it with Q&A and Charlie Kaufman, but it is, oh my god, it is breathtaking. Like just projected on the big screen,
Yeah,
it was
so
like
jealous.
it was hypnotic. Yeah, but it feels like it was made for the cinema, and it's so sad that it was straight to Netflix. But I guess it was COVID and all that, so.
But it's also just such a cozy movie at the same time. I mean, the whole setting to it just feels kind of cozy, but like, I think it's kind of an interesting thing because you start feeling like really cozy and you get comfortable with the movie, and then it starts freaking you out more, and you're like, I want to get out actually. It's so good. It's just such a claustrophobic environment, even though it like spans across different locations and stuff. It's just every scene that you have that's enclosed feels like so enclosed. 10 out of 10. If you didn't guess that already.
I agree.
I need to rewatch it. I really need to rewatch it because I have it rated pretty low. It didn't click with me my first watch.
Jesse Plemons
is
he's literally me character. Even though I don't like saying
that's not a good thing.
I don't like saying that. But like, there's just so many things about him that like really, really speak to me. I don't know. I'm sorry.
Damn.
I don't want to call him that.
I was going to make a joke that was going to be a spoiler, but no, I'm good.
But yeah, I need to rewatch that. That just reminds me, I need to rewatch it.
Also, just one little thing before we move on to the next thing. I did last night randomly. I decided to watch an episode of Jury Duty. That thing that you recommended, Quinn.
Hell
it was fun. It's really fun so far.
It's really fun. It's a fun show. Everyone needs to watch that show.
James Marsden's hilarious in it. He's great.
He is. He just plays like the celebrity stereotype, like kind of just like a little bit of an asshole.
He's just exaggerating
he's still
all of it.
himself.
He's like, I have to go like to a director's meeting. Can I buy everyone lunch and get out of it or something? It's awesome.
It's just hilarious because so much of that show is improvised too. A lot of it is kind of just improvised. It's so unique.
I added 3 more sounds to the soundboard. Just remembered.
Oh.
So if you want to go ahead and fuck with that.
Yeah.
There we go.
Whatever. Fucking big deal.
Yes!
What?
Spoilers for Saltburn.
Yeah.
It's wildly fucking racist, Quinn.
Why does that say Quinn in there? I thought it was just cut off.
I'm sorry.
I will live and die by my boy. I don't remember who I was talking about.
It was Drake.
That moment. Oh, of course.
Oh.
Of course.
But I'm sure you can use that one for a lot of things.
Oh yeah, I'll use it for a lot.
I'll just say one quick thing before we moved on as well, because I found it interesting. I also watched the first 2 episodes of the TED Show, and it's surprisingly very good.
What?
You watch Garfield and Ted. Are you going through a weird phase or something? I don't know.
That was too much
Furry
information to
phase.
process at once. Like, the fact that you watched it and enjoyed it.
It was funny. I liked it. I don't like the movies at all, but the show was good.
It's Ted.
I enjoyed it.
It's Seth MacFarlane.
Ted works in the context of a sitcom, not a movie. That's the way I kind of justified it to myself. It's not the best thing ever, but I enjoyed it. The Coen Brothers, they're reteaming for a fucking horror movie.
Oh, I didn't know that.
They've apparently wrote a script, and they're gonna direct a horror movie. They didn't say what it's about, but they said it was gonna be like a blood-soaked horror movie.
Yeah,
It's
they
just
said like
hell
a
yeah.
pure horror movie. And just like it's gonna get bloody or something like that.
But apparently, Ethan Coen's new movie is like part of like an unofficial trilogy that he's doing. Like he's already announced another film with I think Margaret Qualley, Chris Evans, and someone else.
Ooh.
But Drive Away Dolls and whatever he's doing next is going to be part of like an unofficial trilogy. So maybe we won't have the Coen Brothers horror film till after that trilogy is done.
Yeah,
but who knows?
Might be a while. But yeah, I guess it's inevitable. We should, because we usually talk about it. But the Oscar nominations came out, and we don't need to go through every category. I mean, if we don't want to, because a lot are just kind of like whatever.
We can go through
we can just go through the interesting
big ones, you know.
Yeah.
So documentary short film.
Do we
want
to?
Yeah.
Come on, that's
really
where a lot of
matters.
filmmakers get their start, Liam. Come on, don't joke about that.
Sorry.
Predict like who we think will win and who we actually want to win.
Disclaimer: I don't give a shit either way, but I'll still. Yeah.
Yeah.
My point of view is that the Oscars they matter in a sense, like they kind of help people get projects, but they're it's just kind of like a popularity contest at the end of the day. But it's fun to talk about, I think.
Yeah. Let's we can start with the big one, which is Best Picture. So all the nominees: The Holdovers, American Fiction, The Zone of Interest, Barbie, Oppenheimer, Poor Things, Past Lives, Anatomy of a Fall, Maestro, and Killers of the Flower Moon.
To be fair, it is quite a fucking solid lineup for Best Picture. I haven't seen American Fiction, Zone of Interest, or the other two,
Anatomy of a
Maestro
Fall.
and Anatomy of a Fall. I haven't seen
Yeah.
those four yet, but I will probably try watch them before the thing.
I ain't seen
But
shit.
from what I've heard, like, they're all great. You've seen Oppenheimer and Killers of the Flower Moon.
Cool.
Between those, and those are like some. I mean, I could tell you those look like big contenders maybe for like out of all these.
I'm pretty
'Cause,
certain
I don't
one
know.
of those two will win. I feel like Killers will win. I have the mindset where it's just like all about inclusivity and it's like a PR thing rather than an actual award. So like I have like more of a cynical view of it, I think. So based on that, I think Killers will win.
The Oscars have always. I feel like they're always political. You know, like I mean, there's no way of getting around it.
Yeah, but they didn't used to be.
That's bullshit.
What?
Fucking Marilyn Brando's acceptance speech in like the 70s. He fucking he got a fucking Native American woman to go accept his award for The Godfather, I think.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And
I
it
remember
was-
I saw
yeah.
that clip. Yeah.
Yeah, it was I think it was John Voight or something, like, said he was like going to get up on stage and punch her because he was so pissed off by it.
Oh my god.
Like, it was fucked up, but like, yeah, he got her to accept the award. So like, I think they've always been, you know, political.
Well,
like, movies are
no.
inherently political, so you can't really get around that.
Yeah, but like stuff like that wasn't seen very much back then, whereas now it's like commonplace.
I think like you said, I think Killers of the Flower Moon has a really good chance of winning Best Picture.
That's my prediction.
Yeah.
My prediction's Oppenheimer. I think Oppenheimer's gonna win it.
My want
Like,
is
it has the most
Oppenheimer.
nominations.
I want Oppenheimer to win
Yeah.
because that's the only other one I've seen. So
I'd be happy to see most things win there, like Poor Things, Oppenheimer, Killers of the Flower Moon. I'd be happy to see them, but Poor Things would be my favorite.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think that'd be
That'd
my
be
pick
crazy
if I were
that one.
choosing.
That'd be interesting. if
It
that
won't.
won.
It's not
But-
going to win a single Oscar, but
it could
I hope
feel
it
like,
wins
is it
something.
nominated with like makeup or costumes or anything? Because
Yeah, like
it would
costume
totally win
design,
that.
yeah,
think.
but I
From what I've seen.
yeah, but I think Barbie will get those.
Yeah.
Oh my god, do we want to go into the whole Margot Robbie thing? Because wow.
Oh god. I just want to. All I have to say about it is like I can't believe that there's such an uproar. The fact that like this is a loss for feminism. When I saw somebody else say this, when what was
Like
that?
the thing you put in your story the other day, is that what
Oh
you're
yeah,
talking
yeah.
about?
When
Yeah.
Lily Gladstone, the first Native American woman ever to be even nominated, it's like everyone's just ignoring that. But
Yeah,
since
I have no
Margot
idea how
Robbie got
people are not
snubbed,
realizing what
like
they're
that's
saying. Yeah.
it's like I think Lily Gladstone has like a great chance of winning that award, and that would be a big thing already. So like,
Yeah.
well, you don't need. I just don't see why it's such a big deal. I just don't get it.
Yeah, and it got
It's not a
nominated
big
for other
deal. It's
things.
just Twitter people.
I don't think a few years ago I would have expected Barbie to be nominated for anything at Oscars. And the fact that it is a good thing for some people, so why can't they just be happy with that and not
Yeah, be happy
Margot
got
Robbie.
recognition at least. Yeah.
and Greta
Like,
goes.
I'm the only person here who loves Barbie, but it's just like I expected to be nominated, honestly, for most things. Like, after, you know, everyone loved it and it was a huge deal. But, you know, if you told me a year ago it was nominated for Oscars, I'd be like, no, fucking no way. But
Let alone Best Picture.
yeah, the one that pissed me off the most is fucking America Ferrera for Best Supporting Actor. She wasn't great.
No,
like,
she
was
really wasn't.
okay in it.
Yeah.
But like Margot Robbie not getting nominated, that's fine. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think it's a, you know, it's fine. She was good in it, I thought, but she didn't really deserve it, you know.
Yeah. They're acting like this is the be all end all for their like agenda or like what they're, you know, trying to, you know, their social justice stuff. It's like it's the Oscars. Just it's stupid. Just enjoy it for what it is.
There's always going to
Doesn't
be
really
these
matter.
talks every year, kind of. Everyone's always going to be
Yeah,
mad about
but-
shit.
Exactly. Like they're always complaining it's all old white guys. Well, like yeah, that's most of Hollywood. That's just
Say
the way.
it
That's
every
just
year.
who most of Hollywood is. Like you know. I mean, I do think there should be more diversity, but like not just for the sake of diversity. For,
But it's
like,
also
still
getting
actual
better.
Talent too. And I mean, yeah, it's getting
It
more
is getting
diverse
better,
too.
yeah.
So
But people don't want it to get better. They want like the end result like now. No one has patience anymore. It's really fucking annoying.
yeah, it is. most likely win it, but I'd be happy with either The Holdovers, Oppenheimer, Poor Things. But all right, moving on to Best Actor. We've got Paul Giamatti, Bradley Cooper, Coleman Domingo, Cillian Murphy, and Jeffrey Wright.
I wonder who
Those are
you
the
two are going to
five.
pick.
Well,
3, 2, 1.
Paul
Giamatti.
Yeah.
That's
I think he will get it, and he deserves to win it. Those, I think, are two in general. Like, I think he will get it, but that's who I want to. So
I'm predicting Cillian, and I'm hoping for Cillian.
I'd be happy with Cillian too.
I'm also predicting Cillian, and I will be very happy if he wins. I think
I feel like there's literally no way anyone else wins. Yeah, like it's all the talk around his
Bradley
performance
Cooper
and
walking on stage.
Yeah.
I'd love to see Giamatti win. I'd love to see Murphy win. Either way, it's a win in my books. But
Yeah.
I'd predict it's Cillian that's going to win. I'd want Giamatti to win.
Yeah, I think so too. If Bradley Cooper won it, that would like break the internet because everybody's been making fun of his Maestro performance. Like everybody's doing. Everyone's saying
I've heard
a lot
it's
of people
okay.
make fun of his performance because it's like showing him as a young guy and an old guy, and they're both such different performances. Like they're two different people.
The thing I've heard about it is that it's a movie that feels very much like Bradley Cooper is desperate for an Oscar.
Yeah,
That's what I've heard about it. I've heard it's okay.
Yeah. No, that's the sense I got too. It just kind of felt Oscar baity, but I'm still looking forward to it, but it does feel Oscar baity. Yeah, but moving on to Best Actress, we've got Emma Stone, Lily Gladstone, Annette Bening, Carey Mulligan, and Sandra Hüller.
This one pains me.
It does.
This pains me. I'd be happy with either of them. Like, I watched Killers the other night again at like fucking near midnight. Great choice on my part. But Lily Gladstone, I thought she's just phenomenal in it. Like, even the second time, her performance just impacted me a bit more. And I think she deserves it. Emma deserves it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think Lily will win, but I would like to see Emma win. But either way, just like with the Best Actor, it's win-win.
But yeah, I think Lily Gladstone probably has the best chance, and I'd be happy with her, but I would like Emma Stone to win it because that performance was just something else. It was really something else. Even I could see with you never know with the Oscars, I really could see like Sandra Hüller getting it just for some reason. That just looks like a performance. I haven't seen the movie yet.
I've heard she's awesome.
I think with the
it
last
just
few, though,
looks like
they've gone with the most like popular choice. It feels like.
Like Coda?
No, not like Coda. That was a curveball. I'll admit.
Sometimes they do throw random ass curveballs like that. Like it's just kind of unexpected too.
I keep forgetting that even one.
Everyone did because of fucking Will Smith.
Oh
yeah. Thanks,
yeah,
buddy.
that was. It could be. I wouldn't be upset about any of these people winning it. To be honest, I'd be fine. Best Director, we've got Justine Triet. I think she did The Anatomy of a Fall. Martin Scorsese, Yorgos Lanthimos, Christopher Nolan, and Jonathan Glazer. All up for Best Director.
Give it to my boy Glazer.
That is a banging lineup. I'd love to see Glazer win, but I don't think he's gonna.
I think it's between Martin Scorsese and Christopher Nolan. Like, just because
I'd agree.
these just feel like they're not their swan songs, but like their biggest like Oscar type movies. Like, I would never expect Christopher Nolan to win a fucking Best Director for like Tenet or something, but for Oppenheimer, maybe. You know, like something like that.
Yeah, it'll be between those two. I don't know who I'd predict over the other though. Probably Marty.
I think you're right.
I
Marty,
wouldn't mind either of them winning, honestly.
I don't think so, and I think because Martin Scorsese has won a Best Director Oscar, Christopher Nolan hasn't, and they like giving it to people who've never won before.
Yeah, why
So
do they
I
like
think
doing
it'd be
that?
Nolan.
Sometimes I feel like they do that to actors a lot, like quite early in their career, and it kind of annoys me because it's like, where do they go from there?
But yeah, I'd predict Christopher Nolan, and honestly, I would want Christopher Nolan to win.
Yeah.
I think Tenet was like phenomenally directed, but then again, Killers was as well. What?
You said Tenet. You said Tenet.
Did I?
Yeah.
There's no way.
Yeah,
There's
you
no
did. You
way.
said
Oh, that's
Tenet.
getting
No,
really
there's-
hot.
I'm getting off the cast. I'm getting off the fucking cast.
He
You
finally
fucking
said
put
it.
10 in my mind. But Marty would be great. Jonathan Glazer would be great. The others, yeah, I think they'd be, yeah.
Yeah, I'd be happy with literally pretty much any of them. I mean, I haven't seen Anatomy of a Fall, so I can't like say Justine Triet, but everything else I've seen and I liked. Well, I haven't seen Jonathan Glazer's either. Forget it.
That's the
I've only
movie I'm
seen
most
3 of them.
excited about, really.
Zone of Interest.
Me too.
Yeah.
It's because it's been so long since he made a movie, like literally 10 whole years.
All right, Best Supporting Actor: Mark Ruffalo, Robert De Niro, Robert Downey Jr., Sterling K. Brown, and Ryan Gosling.
Downey.
It's a strong fucking category.
Give it to my boy Downey.
I think Downey's gonna win, but I think Mark Ruffalo was the best. He would be my pick.
I thought Mark Ruffalo was funny, but I didn't sense like an Oscar-worthy performance. I loved him though in the movie. I didn't get that.
I'm shocked Poor Things was nominated for any Oscars. So like, you know.
Yeah, that's true.
But I thought his performance was fantastic. I loved watching him.
I really feel like they're going to give it to De Niro. I feel like, similar to the reasons for Marty, I just feel like they're going to give it to De Niro.
Remember what I said. Downey has never won an Oscar.
Right.
De Niro has won like how fucking many?
I don't know.
You know?
That's true. It could go to either, though. Yeah.
And I think there's been enough buzz around Downey Jr.'s performance. And deservedly so. He was fucking amazing in Oppenheimer.
I'd prefer him. Yeah.
I'd be happy with anyone there, honestly, but I do think it's going to be Downey that's going to win.
Yeah, I'd be happy with any of them except Ryan Gosling.
Nope, that'd be fun. Get him the Oscar.
Oh god. Dude, all his speech is gonna be is like, Margot and Greta should have been nominated too, because he was already posting about that online. That's all his speech is gonna be. Yeah, he was basically saying
he has no social media presence.
Yeah. But he put out a I swear to God, there was like a little statement that was put out, maybe by somebody else or one of his people.
It was AI.
Like, I don't think, no. It was, this one was real, but it was basically saying like, there's no Barbie, or there's no Ken without Barbie, and like, you know, how, you know, basically.
Actually, I did see that.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
You're right.
So like, and it's all because of the whole uproar. He felt like he had to put something out. It's dumb. But Best Supporting Actress. So yeah, America Ferrera. Danielle Brooks, I don't know what she was in. Who is she?
Color Purple.
Oh, yeah. Davine Joy Randolph, I would like her to win. Emily Blunt and Jodie Foster.
Why was Emily Blunt nominated?
She was good.
Yeah, but she was not that good. Like,
I know, I'm in the same boat
Neither
with
was
Liam.
fucking America Ferrera, but she was fucking nominated.
That really confused me though, because
I feel like
her
it's just
performance just wasn't, like that worthy.
To be fair, the scene where she's being interviewed is like
that's a highlight,
one of the
but
best
the rest
scenes
of the
in
movie, like, she's not there that much, really.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, but supporting is for that kind of thing where like they elevated like a certain scene or whatever. That's what I kind of feel like a supporting actor is. She was great in the movie.
Yeah, I agree.
She deserves the nomination.
It's not Oscar worthy, but
my prediction and my want is Davine Joy Randolph.
Me too.
I loved her in Holdovers.
I agree. I want her to win. She was really good. Just end it with, I'll do Best Original Score, because that seems like a good one to... Yeah, I'll do that. So there's American Fiction, Oppenheimer, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, Poor Things,
Strange,
and Killers of the Flower Moon. I think Indy only got it because John Williams, and he's getting really fucking old.
To be fair, I thought the Indy 5 score was pretty... It's pretty decent. It was better than the Last Skywalker score.
So, but isn't it like kind of the same rehashed indie theme? Or I don't remember it that well.
Yeah.
Like
there were some good tracks in it. There was like there's one that I actually really enjoyed. I forgot the fucking name of it, but I thought that was a good track. But it's the least deserving of winning. But like with most of the categories, like I'd be fine with anything. I think they're all fairly solid scores. But my personal pick would be Poor Things. But I think what will win is Oppenheimer.
Same. That's same here. Yeah.
Probably.
I want Poor Things,
but Oppenheimer's
I'd be happy with either Oppenheimer or
It's
that,
a great score.
It is.
Oppenheimer has a fucking phenomenal score.
It's incredible.
And it'd be Ludwig Göransson's second win if he does win. So you can find me on Linktree. I'm only joking, boys. I'm only joking.
You shit.
That's what I do. I'm here to bring a bit of levity to the podcast.
Yeah, levity.
Yeah.
Why did I enunciate my T so... Sorry.
Sound more sophisticated that way, I guess. Whenever you enunciate certain letters.
Okay, so are we getting into the main topic? I guess I will intro it by reading this ChatGPT description.
Oh no.
So this topic this time I suggested a discography, and it's Flying Lotus. He has 6 albums. So I'll read this. Flying Lotus, born Stephen Ellison in 1983, is a renowned Los Angeles-based artist and producer, drawing musical inspiration from his impressive lineage as the grandnephew of Alice and John Coltrane. His distinct style...
What? Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know
His
that.
distinct style intertwines hip-hop, jazz, and electronic influences, creating a avant-garde sound that has solidified his position as a trailblazer in the realm of experimental music.
Thanks, ChatGPT.
Thanks, ChatGPT.
I did not know he was related to Alice and John Coltrane.
Yeah,
That's
John
kinda
Coltrane. Holy shit.
Yeah.
That would have been kind of cool to know going into his albums, having that in the back of my mind, you know, while listening to it. That would have been cool.
Well, not only that, but he's a
Damn.
pretty big, producer as well. Like, he's done stuff for Kendrick
is.
and Thundercat and a bunch of other rappers apparently too. So,
Huh.
yeah,
Wow.
he's a big figure in that industry, I think.
He is. I'm
Yeah.
surprised I haven't really, because I mean, I'm like big into a lot of those artists you just named and like that whole side of music too. So I'm surprised I haven't even heard of him really until you brought him up. I think I've heard of him, but like I never heard his stuff honestly until like you suggested it.
Well, I think
So-
after having listened, you could probably agree with me that it's not the most accessible music all the
No.
time. So, I guess that's probably why. Like,
I
he's,
kind of disagree.
not all,
I'd kind of disagree.
why?
Some,
I'm genuinely asking why. I don't get why.
In his discography, I feel like you can see he's been like a very influential figure, in his realm. Because, like, you can hear a lot of his fucking influence, and things like fucking Kendrick and Thundercat and stuff like that, and they've obviously worked with him. But I also think there's kind of, like, a demand for that sort of sound now. It kind of defined, like, the whole... There's kind of, like, this era of, like, Adult Swim artists, like fucking, let's say, Odd Future and fucking Tyler, the Creator, and Frank Ocean and all that. And I think his sound kind of matches up well with those. It's not the exact same, obviously, but I think they're similar to a degree...
I don't think they're
to where
similar in
that I
terms
feel
of
like-
the like instrumentals or anything that they use.
Not at all, but the overall vibe of it, of his music, I think it kind of gels well with like their early stuff, like in the early 2010s.
I guess what I mean is just like it's not the kind of music that you just randomly throw in the car with your friends or something like that, because
No.
it's just kind of like it can be abrasive at times and experimental and really odd. Yeah, the reason I recommended him was because he's like an artist I've been into for a long time. I think I was around 15 when I started hearing him. Pretty sure that what happened was I was getting really into Radiohead and Tom York and loving them so much, and I was like, basically, I have to know every single thing that Tom York has done. I need to go through all of it. And I went through like his features with PJ Harvey, York, Uncle, Flying Lotus, everything like that, and like that's what got me into Flying Lotus. And I think the first album like that I listened to by Flying Lotus would have been Cosmogramma, and the first song I fell in love with, I'm pretty sure, was Table Tennis. That's just a little lore update for you. But now we can move on to the albums
Hell
if you
yeah.
like. So first would be 1983.
I believe it came out in 2006.
The only one not available on Spotify. Very annoying.
yeah, it is
Yeah.
a little bit.
I had to torrent it and import it to Spotify to listen to it, and it came up in my last FM, which I was pleased about.
I just put it on YouTube.
Yeah, me too. I just YouTubed it.
I think it's like commonly agreed about among like most Flying Lotus fans, and I think among us it's his worst project.
I definitely don't dislike
It's not bad at all.
Mm-hmm.
It's not bad at all. I think my main issue with it is it just kind of stagnates, if that makes sense. Like there's not really development of the sounds that are going on. Like you can hear like where, you know, it's obvious that this is
kind of
you
all
know,
blends
this is
together
what
really
he's
well.
interested in.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's obvious that this is kind of what he's interested in. It gets out his influences, like, yeah, this is what I want to do, just basically like psychedelic instrumental hip-hop, that sort of thing. And it doesn't really stick with you that much. There's nothing really kind of overly interesting on it, but it's not like the worst thing ever, you know?
Yeah.
I think it's
It's
kind of like a
perfectly,
background album
like-
for me. I would totally
I was
throw it
about
on
to
the
say-
background anytime. Just
Yeah.
enjoy it.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
there's not a whole lot going on.
It's totally serviceable, just like background ambience. Like that's all it really does. But like I mean, like you said, Keelan, I feel like a lot of the songs don't really progress into anything that interesting for me. It's like it's just totally fine background, just beats. But yeah, just nothing super memorable. I think the only memorable song for me was Unexpected Delight, and that's because it featured that Laura Darlington on it, and I liked her vocals a bit.
Yeah.
But that's the only song that really I could see myself like wanting to go back to or sticking with me.
Yeah.
But the rest, I mean, I don't remember really that as well.
I really like the title track a lot. I thought that, and I think Orbit Brazil and Shifty, I think those are the three ones that kind of stuck with me. I thought they were like, okay, this is good. Like, if you keep going in this direction, this will be a fucking good album, but it just kind of petered out after a while, because I think those are like the first 5 tracks, I think.
Yeah.
But it's still like short. Yeah. It doesn't take up too much time.
It's like I don't regret listening to it. I like listening to it in the context.
It's just like
no.
Yeah,
it doesn't overstay its welcome at all.
I think you could say that about like his whole discography. Really, it's all kind of all filler, no killer. I mean, we can get into Flamagra later, but I have my thoughts on that. But that's kind of a thing that he's always done, and you know, kind of starts off here, a nice little half an hour album.
Yeah, it's like
he's just getting out his
setting the stage. Really,
it's nice to see where he came from.
I think he just experiments like a lot more as he goes, kind of. In that one, it doesn't feel like there's too much development, like you said. So and there's like an abundance of that in his other albums, so it doesn't feel like the most Flying Lotus-y album, but it's still good.
It feels like everything he does on this album he will do better in years to come.
Yeah, it's just giving a taste of like what's more to come. Yeah, for sure. I'd give it a 6. I think it's okay, but 6. Like, you know, it just didn't stick with me that well, but it's still not bad.
I give it a 7. I'm biased.
That's fair. Like for a debut album, there's worse.
Oh yeah.
Like at least you can see like where he's going to develop from in the future. You know,
it's still good stuff. Well, we can move on to the next one, which was Los Angeles.
2008, 2 years after 1983, and the changes are like apparent right off the fucking bat. Like, this is like immediately way better than 1983. There's like a lot more going on, and it was giving me what I was missing from 1983. There was a lot more progression. Like, I think it's a 17-track album. Like, one of the issues I kind of have overall with Flying Lotus, I think, but it would probably more listen to him, is that some tracks feel a bit too short, and I was like, oh, like, I like that. I like what you're doing here, but I want you to go a bit further with it.
That's kind of just what he does, like, with so many different songs. Like, he'll just put in like a little sound for like 30 seconds, and you'll be loving it, and then he's like, nope, this one now.
Yeah.
But in a way, I do appreciate that, and it does start here with Los Angeles, where like his albums feel like albums. Like, they feel like they're meant to be listened to as a whole, like, you know, on an LP or like however you're fucking going to listen to it.
It feels like Los Angeles.
It feels like
has
a whole
a theme
experience
to it, and a interesting kind of atmosphere.
Yeah. Like 1983 doesn't really have that, but Los Angeles is the start of like, you know, we're going for something here. We're actually trying to fucking develop this sort of psychedelic sound.
It's really just a nice sounding album, though. I feel like there's just so many instrumentals in this one in particular where it's like, this is just gorgeous. Like, this whole soundscape is just so gorgeous. But I can't say that too much about like some of the later albums, personally. I just think Los Angeles has a lot more beauty to it than the other ones, whereas the others are kind of just more like chaotic. They do have beautiful moments, but like this one in particular,
like it feels like the best case version of 1983, where like, I wouldn't call it background music, but like you could put it on the background and it'd be like, yeah, this is pleasant. But like, there are like moments like where if you just listen to it in the background, you'd be like, hold on a fucking second, that's like the best shit I've ever fucking heard in my life. It's like, tune in for a second, you know.
I fucking love
and then back out of it.
I love Breathe something Stellar Star. That shit is so good.
That song is a fucking banger. There was a lot of highlights for me on this thing. I think my favorite track on it is Gangbang. I think that's probably my favorite, or Roberta Flack. Those are the two that really stuck with me.
I put the couple tracks I put down was Parisian Goldfish. For some reason that stuck out to me, and Auntie's Lock / Infinitum.
Another one with Laura Darlington.
Yeah. So I definitely like that.
Her voice
too.
is great.
That was a good one.
I love
it. Is that really?
Yeah,
I really do like. Even though I appreciate a good ambience, like a good instrumental, just beat music, like I really do like it when he collaborates with people and has like some other people's vocals on the song. I just feel like they work well together. So those will quickly, you know, become some of my favorite songs if there's an artist I like on there with them. But yeah.
I think Laura Darlington is like always like a good presence on the Flying Lotus album. Like, anytime she's
not on
been
the last
on one,
two,
I think she's been on
every.
Was she not? Did she
She's not
have
on Your
one
Dead
in
or Flamagra.
Yeah, those songs like were like my favorites in the first four. Like some of my favorites in the first four, because her voice is like really fucking beautiful. But
It's so dreamy.
like even her collaboration with her, I feel like it kind of started like the need to kind of collaborate, which I like about Flying Lotus, because I was reading into his Wikipedia because that's where all the reputable information is, but like he was saying that like apparently that what his dream was to become a producer, and he wanted to make beats for like rappers and stuff like that, and it does show here. And his strengths do lie whenever he collaborates with like another artist, and that kind of starts here, like when you have like fucking, who was it, Ahu on like Roberta Flack, or like how the fuck do you pronounce that, Gun Jasufi on Testament. Like, that's a shorter little track, but fucking it kind of starts that, and you'll kind of see more of it as it goes on. And I like that about Flying Lotus's music. I feel like he would work best as kind of like a Gorillaz type musician. I don't want to kind of group him into that, but like Gorillaz type in the fact that like he's at his best when he's collaborating with his peers. You know what I'm saying?
I'm personally of the belief that like both sides of his music are really, really good, but I'd like him to just kind of have like a middle ground to it, rather than just non-stop features or non-stop by himself. I love both so much, so I want like a balance, really.
No, yeah, I think that's the best case scenario. Like, that's what I'd like from him. I do love his instrumental
I wouldn't
stuff.
want him
Like
to
I said,
do like
I think
a song
fucking
machine or anything like that, like Gorillaz. Like, I don't think that would work very well.
That'd be interesting.
I don't want him to collaborate that much.
Like, speaking of his instrumental stuff, like on this thing as well, I love Comic Course as well. I think that's like a really nice little track. Fucking Beginner's Falafel, I fucking love that. I fucking love that song.
Yeah.
Like I was saying, it feels like a logical extension of 1983, and it worked. It really worked, and you can really see like him starting to develop into his own artist. And like this is kind of where I see his like his influence on like Adult Swim artists come in, you know, because he has that kind of, it's kind of like a psychedelic sound. It's kind of a bit funky, that sort of thing, if that makes sense. Like not funky, but do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
do you get what I'm saying?
A bit. I know what you're saying. No, I mean, you really, Keelan, like, kind of just, like, took a lot of the words out of my mouth for this one. Like, I really liked how it is a big step up, obviously, from his last album. Like, there's just, like he said, a lot more going on, just, like, much more texture to his songs. It's not so simplistic like 1983 was, so I kind of like that. Gave me a lot more to focus in on. Yeah, I like the weird technological kind of quirks to the songs, just the weird, like, I don't really know where these songs are, like, you don't know what to expect with each next song I'm going to.
That's like, what I love
still
about
trying
it.
It's kind of refreshing, yeah, because like I'm trying to figure out his sound, but then like the next song comes on and I'm like, oh shit, okay, this is different.
Next song could just go anywhere, and I love that.
It could. Yeah, so he's an unpredictable artist, which is kind of cool.
And Los Angeles is like,
so,
it's a good step up from 1983, and I think it's where he starts to get his own kind of personality, like especially in the next album as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he found his niche for sure.
I would give it an 8 out of 10. It's a very, very fucking good album. I really, really enjoyed it, and yeah.
I'm glad.
After this, I was like, hell yeah, well, let's see where he fucking goes from here.
And the cover looks like Mezzanine by Massive Attack.
It kind of looks like if you got an AI to generate outside the Mezzanine cover. do you know those videos?
Yeah.
Where like fucking
I hate that shit.
Whatever.
If this was filmed in
it's
portrait
fucking
mode.
stupid.
Yeah. I know, I hate that too.
So we move on to Cosmogramma.
Fuck yeah, we do.
Did you give your score and stuff, Liam?
Oh, 9 out of 10. So this would have been the first Flying Lotus album I ever heard, and
I wonder why.
like, yeah, I've been listening to it for like 10, 11 years now, and I fucking love it. It's so good.
It's it's fucking fantastic. It's like fucking.
He just went nuts on this album. Like, he just came out of nowhere and was like, oh, fuck it, I'm just doing what I want.
It's like alien jazz. It's fucking, it's brilliant.
Yeah.
It's fucking so, but then again, you also have like bright spots on it, like fucking, like with fucking Thundercat. My God, it's so good.
They actually changed that song so the Spotify version
they?
isn't the original. It was originally about like 2 minutes long, didn't have Thundercat at all.
Oh,
So, yeah.
wow.
But I used to love
Wow.
that song a lot. I still like the Thundercat one, but I have like
Huh.
emotional attachment to the other one, I guess. So,
Yeah, I'll have to look at the original version, but I think Thundercat's like his humming. Oh my god, it's
it's
beautiful.
good, yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
really good.
Yeah, but this album, it just kind of blew. I thought I'd heard it before. I have not heard it before. I thought this was like the only Flying Lotus album I'd heard, but it's not.
One of the best things about it, in my opinion, is just how it comes right out the fucking gate. Clock Catcher is just like, it's like insane. Like you're just like, whoa, what the fuck? I just put on an album. This is like,
Yeah,
it's just throwing those noises
like-
in your face, like really loud.
It's like complete tonal whiplash after Los Angeles, and I mean that in like the best way fucking possible. I love how varied it is. The production is like, okay, Los Angeles was produced very well, but like this is like another fucking level. It's so textured, it's so fucking detailed. Oh my god, I could fucking hang on to like most of the fucking songs in the album because like they're just, my god, what the fuck was that man on when he made this? This was like a joy. I love this album so fucking much.
It's great.
Like there's so, and yeah, fucking three absolute, well, one that wasn't even there, but like fucking three banging features, like Table Tennis with Laura Darlington, that is a fucking banger, and of course And the World Laughs with You with Tom York.
So good.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ, it's fucking
Yeah.
brilliant. Yeah, the instrumental stuff, this is what I've always expected of Flying Lotus from what I knew about him, and I'm glad it delivered.
Yeah.
This is like the quintessential Flying Lotus to me. This is what I think of when I think of Flying Lotus now.
I love
Yeah, it
all of the kind of, tone shifts that the album has. Like, it's so all over the place, and you get that with a lot of Flying Lotus albums. But with this one, it all somehow manages to blend together so well, even though it's so all over
Yeah.
the place. Like even just the opening song alone, Clock Catcher, it's just like immediately like really loud, and then it just goes into like this really calm soundscape with like no beat or anything. Then back again. It's just, he's nuts.
Yeah, the futuristic jazz sound is definitely like this is the first of the few 3 albums that like I really latched onto, I feel like, because it just kind of went all in on it, or a bit more from when I listened through it, when I remember, like, yeah, just there's a lot more going on, and I love that fucking, yeah, alien jazz is the best way you could describe it, because that's really what it sounds like.
Yeah.
And it just the weird, like, I don't know, it's like fucking hypnotic, honestly. Like in Table Tennis,
is.
that instrumental, like it's
Can
so,
you see why it's the first song I fell in love with? Table Tennis is
Absolutely.
amazing.
Yeah, just that, and that instrumental alone is like, I thought I would get like annoyed by the constant like sounds of the ball and shit, but instead I literally was like kind of just,
It just morphs
Yeah, like
into the
hypnotized.
beat and the tone
I
of
think
it.
the,
You know?
the
It does,
vocals,
yeah, it really
they just
does.
hypnotize you in the soundscape. It's incredible.
yeah, it really does. And like that with Thundercat was definitely a highlight for me too. I
We're
love
gonna
that
talk
song.
about Do the Astral Plane, because goddamn.
That was the next one I was gonna mention. That was one of the other
Yeah.
tracks I put down. Yeah,
that
was really good.
might be my favorite Flying Lotus song. I love Do the Astral Plane. It is fucking. It's so
It's one of his
how is it
best.
so catchy?
I don't
How is
know,
it so
but-
catchy? It's a fucking instrumental song. You just fucking find myself humming it every now and then. It's just like, oh, this song
I
is
think I
fucking.
probably annoyed my
it is
parents
phenomenal.
with that song, playing the shit out of it when I was younger. I couldn't stop.
To have that song like trump the fucking the Tom York song is just like, yeah, that dude was on something else.
Yeah.
it was.
Like I think what I appreciate the most about Cosmogramma is like, it's kind of like my favorite thing in music when like musicians, like, they just don't give themselves boundaries. Like he just went all the fuck out in this one. Like, it is wild. It's calm at points, and then it's fucking crazy at points, and it can get abrasive. And I just love that shit. He doesn't fucking pigeonhole himself in just one single thing. He just, especially on this album, he's constantly trying to up the ante with every next fucking track, and it's brilliant. And I think overall this is probably his most cohesive as an album. Like the shorter tracks worked well to like bridge the songs together, and it didn't. I felt like the shorter tracks on this one, I wasn't getting that feeling of like, oh, I wish this was a bit longer. It was more like, okay, we're getting somewhere here, and then it goes into the next track, and you're like, perfect. That's the way to do it right there, you know?
Yeah.
It doesn't like let songs overstay their welcome or be too short.
And I was just gonna mention, and the closer is like another great song we haven't mentioned, Galaxy and Janicki. It was just a really beautiful sounding closer to the album too.
It's lovely. Yeah.
And like we're not giving any love to
leading into that from table tennis. It's like perfect. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We're not going to give any love to Satellite.
Satellite is
That's
good.
another thing is haven't even mentioned like
that song.
The names of his songs are just also so out there.
Yeah.
Like they're so strange. Like German Haircut. Like me and Kath were laughing a lot at that
Zodiac
because
shit.
she was here when I was trying to listen to the music. Yeah, Zodiac shit. And it's funny, some of them.
Who the fuck names the fourth song in their album Intro? That's some
That's
fucking
what weird. That's
shit
what I
right
was-
there.
Dude, that's oh my God.
This is just kind of like a prelude. No, this is the real fucking album now. You're in it.
It's so weird, yeah. It's kind of funny.
It's crazy because those first 3 tracks are great too. I love Pickled. Pickled is fucking great
Pickle's
too.
awesome.
I honestly, I
Nova.
could say most of the songs in this album are fucking great. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just so well paced. Like you were saying, doesn't overstay its welcome. It doesn't let its ideas go on too long or too short. And I love that. I appreciate that so much about this album. And yeah, I love it. I really fucking loved it.
It's definitely a step up. It's the best so far. You could definitely say that.
10 out of 10.
I'd give it an 8. I feel like with further listens, these would jump up even more. But it's just been a steady progression. Like he's definitely getting better and better for me. And like this had a lot of great songs.
The thing that I'll say about Flying Lotus is that I think it's quite easy to go back and get something out of it with him.
Mm-hmm.
Like his music is gonna like kind of catch you off guard at the start, I feel like. So re-listens do help a lot.
Yeah,
So I think you probably would
I'd
enjoy it more on re-listen, yeah.
Probably. Yeah.
I'd like to re-listen to a lot of his stuff. I'm gonna meet you right there, Liam. 10 out of 10. Really
Whoa.
fucking loved it.
I thought you were giving it a 9. God damn, okay.
No.
Whoa.
I 10 out of 10. I fucking adored it.
My man.
It's
Damn.
fantastic.
Moving on to the next one then, Until the Quiet
Yeah.
Comes.
I know this is your favorite FlyLo album.
How did you know that?
Do you have like any history? You've told me.
Okay. I think you forget everything I say.
Cosmogramma was your first one, obviously. But did you listen to this when it came out, or like how did you feel when you first listened to it? Like, did you love it? Did you hate it?
Like I said, I think it was around 2014 or 15. Actually, maybe 13. Yeah, I think I got into Cosmogramma, and then like shortly after, I think I bought this album on CD. I think it's perfect in every way, and I think it's like, I know you were talking about the cohesion in Cosmogramma. I think this one is even more cohesive. I think it flows incredibly well. Every song has so much purpose to it, and it's just like this new like realm that you enter when you listen to this song. I feel like it's got such a beautiful world to it that I just love. So
I would have to agree with Liam, like in the fact that like you really feel like you enter a world with this album. Like to me, it feels, to me this is the most cohesive. Like if I had to pick maybe a most cohesive album, I just for some reason it's like it's so beautiful and chill, but also dark and kind of just weird.
yeah,
and,
it can be really
it's just
unsettling at times too.
It can. Some of the songs just like
Putty Boy Strut.
Tiny
That's-
Torches, dude.
Oh yeah.
Tiny Torches. Yeah, Putty
freaks
Boy
me
Strut
out.
might be my least favorite song on the album though. Putty Boy Strut. I just don't
Tiny.
know if I.
Oh.
I don't know
I
if
love
I
Putty
just
Boy
don't know if
Strut.
I like that little squeaky kind of like beat. That's just me. But
I love it.
I don't know. I guess while we're naming tracks, so Sultan's Request, I fucking love that crazy beat to it. The Night Caller is probably my favorite song on the album. I love the Night Caller and Phantasm. Fucking
Do
love
we
that
love
song
Electric
too.
Candyman, boys?
Yeah, I love Electric Candyman.
I don't know what my favorite song of this personally would be, but like the one I've listened to the most, like I've said before, is Getting There, because that was like my last year's most played song on my Spotify Wrapped. And now you guys have heard it. It's like a minute 30, but I just couldn't stop. I love that song so much, and the way it leads in from All In, like it's just such a perfect intro to me.
I really want to re-listen to this before we recorded this, but I didn't get a chance to. I was going to listen to it on the fucking bus last night, but I was fucking talking to music nerds. It was fucking annoying. But I think first impressions for me I really loved the dreamlike atmosphere. Well, it's more like nightmarish, really. It feels like
both, yeah.
a particularly dark dream, you know, and I love that about it. I love the soundscapes, but it hasn't stuck with me that much, and that's why I want to re-listen to it. I feel like I will love it more if I re-listen to it a few more times, you know. So
I hope you do. I think it's really special.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, like the highlights on this thing are like, they are like fucking highlights. Like fucking
yeah.
Tiny Tortures is like, it's fucking unsettling. It's amazing.
I love Heaven
that
as
song.
well. Heaven is great.
Fucking
Yeah.
Electric Candyman, like you said. The
See
Night
Through to
Caller,
You.
I really like. Phantasm, another Laura Darlington's track.
Me Yesterday.
Loved it.
Did you guys like that?
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, I love that song. I love that song. I think
Yeah.
I list that as like one of my favorites on Music Board. I don't know, maybe it's because I've listened to Cosmogramma twice now, but I'm not sure if I see it as cohesive as that, but then again, like I said, I'd like to re-listen to it again. Like, my first impressions were quite strong, and I really liked what it was going for, but I wish I liked it more, because I know you love it so much.
I do. And also something that you kind of like brought up on the last episode that I wanted to bring up with this as well. I think it's an album that feels like its cover, personally.
Yeah.
I was going to say that. I love
Yeah.
that about it. I love the album cover. It's probably my favorite cover of his. I think it's
gorgeous.
gorgeous. It's beautiful. I barely even know what the fuck I'm looking at, but I'm like, I like the vibes. It's just like loads of fucking like ethereal like hands like all around the fucking place.
Yeah, it's really
It's
strange.
crazy.
It's really dark and weird.
My laptop right now is sitting on top of like a case, and it's a case of like CDs that I had when I was a kid. I'm pretty sure 2 Flying Lotus CDs are in here.
Whip them
I
out.
kind of
Whip
want to
them
look.
out.
There we fucking go.
Woo!
That's the inside.
Oh, I love that. That's fucking gorgeous.
That's the back.
Nice. That looks.
Oh,
nice.
imagine how that would look in fucking vinyl, man. Holy shit. Blown up all big. It just continues the trend of like Flying Lotus just developing his sound, and like it feels like after Cosmogramma he's like, yeah, this is what I'm doing now. You
It
know?
was basically like Cosmogramma, now I'm gonna calm down a bit. And then
Yeah.
You're Dead
Yeah.
comes out.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful album.
Yeah, it's just a beautiful album. Dark. I love the vibe. Everything. Yeah, it's near perfect for me, honestly. Like, there was just maybe a couple songs that didn't really hit for me, but I mean, other than that, yeah, I mean, I'd give it a 9 out of 10. I was feeling an 8, but the more we talked about it, I'd give it a 9.
I'd give it an 8. Like I said, I can see it going up, but right now an 8 feels comfortable.
Moving on to You're Dead, which came out
Yeah.
2014.
This is probably my favorite album cover, actually, because you guys are talking about the album covers.
I was
It's a good
thinking
it's a
about-
good album cover.
It is.
I was thinking about doing the artwork in the style of that, kind of.
Oh, yeah.
Of your
I
Dead.
really like it.
that'd
Have
be
like the
insane.
3 of us around the side, and then like someone in the middle, like that looks like Flying Lotus maybe, but with a hole in
Yeah.
the face.
No, I really liked this album a lot. He kind of goes even more in with like the jazz, and that's honestly what I kind of love the most about a lot of his instrumentals, when he brings out the jazz and a lot of the features too. I mean, obviously, like, I'm biased, like Kendrick Lamar, a lot of the rap features, I mean, I'm gonna love. So
Yeah.
The features are this album's strong suit, I feel.
yeah. And like
They
Snoop Dogg
definitely
on
are.
that song Dead Man's Tetris, I fucking
Yeah.
love it. Like, and I don't even
Yeah.
like Snoop Dogg that much, but I love that song.
I remember when this came out, like, I was into Flying Lotus at the time, and I do remember being quite disappointed by it. But the more I've listened to it over the years, it's still not perfect, in my opinion, but it is really good. So,
Yeah.
Yeah,
mean, it's-
I think what I was talking about earlier with like the short tracks not really living up to their potential. I feel like that's where I feel this the most. If that like I said, the features on this thing are the highlights for me. Like Never Catch Me, fucking banger. Like Siren
Yeah.
Song,
I can rap
Dead
that
Man's
whole
Tetris.
song, just so you know.
I bet you can. I fucking bet you can.
Oh,
But even yeah, like Your Potential and The Boys Guidance, I like all the features on it, but everything surrounding it, it's good, but it doesn't stick with me. It doesn't really stick with me. There's not much that I can really latch onto on it. It feels too fast paced for its own good, but like it's still a good
it
album.
is. I think, in my opinion, it's the most muddled of his albums.
That's a good word for it. That is a good
Yeah.
word for it.
It is really like chaotic, and it like doesn't slow down, and it feels like since you've like heard Cosmogramma, you should kind of expect that, but this one goes even harder in my opinion. It's very all over the place. The only song I like outright don't like really is Coronas the Terminator. I don't really like that song.
Oh,
Barely remember that one, honestly.
It's just kind of annoying. But I don't know. I didn't really like it that much. But like what you were saying about like the features and stuff, my favorite song on this album actually is without a feature. It's Obligatory Cadence.
oh,
I really love that song. I just think it's a beautiful soundscape and all that. But like Never Catch Me is a classic to me. Fucking
yeah,
love it.
it's
So
amazing.
good.
It's great.
But,
And Ready or Not is so good.
I really like Ready or Not as well. I think my favorite
It's so minimal but like goofy, and I love it. It's
Yeah,
awesome.
my favorite instrumentals track on the album is probably Turkey Dog Coma. I love that song. I think that song's fucking fantastic.
Yeah,
But I think an interesting thing about this album, especially as a fan of Thundercat, I think this sounds like so fucking heavily influenced by Thundercat. It's unreal. Like it almost feels like a Thundercat collaboration album in a way.
See, I'm always thinking like that's why I couldn't
the
really
opposite.
I couldn't
you
really
think
get
that with
that
Thundercat?
much
Yeah.
into Thundercat's music because I was like, I feel like this is just so Flying Lotus. He's taking too much inspiration from him, and
Yeah.
Flying Lotus did come first, kind of. So, like, I don't
Yeah.
like making comparisons, but like, it does feel like Thundercat has heavy influence from Flying Lotus.
yeah.
I feel like they take influence from each other, and I don't mean that as like a bad way towards.
I mean, they're
Dead.
friends. They collaborate. They
Yeah,
can do what they
of
want.
course.
Like,
This to me does feel like almost a fucking whole Thundercat collaboration album in a way, and I like that about it. I love Thundercat's sound. I love Flying Lotus's sound, and I just I kind of wish I kind of gelled with it more. Like I'd like to re-listen to most of his albums honestly, because it is a good discography. But like I was saying, the shorter tracks don't kind of live up to their potential. Like, you know, the features like Turkey Dog Coma, Ready or Not, those are the ones that kind of stuck with me the most, you know?
it's like 19 songs and it's 38 minutes, so it like
Yeah.
really does go all over the place.
Yeah.
It's like a speed run.
True,
Yeah. Like, I think the first 4 songs, like, they just feel like one song that's just going, like, back and forth, kind of. It's
Yeah.
weird.
A little bit.
So,
Yeah.
I think it takes a while to get going. Like, once you get into Never Catch Me, it starts opening up a bit more, but how you view the album from there is really up to you, kind of.
I think I can agree with that.
I don't know. I mean, I liked Thundercat's sound as well, and I have a lot more of his music to listen to, so I didn't mind the fact that it was so heavily, I guess, similar in that way. And you know, talking like before, a lot of my favorite songs have been songs that have features on them. So this album really catered to me a lot more, especially with the rap features. So it's even leaning a bit more into where I'm comfortable, I guess, with what I like or enjoy in a song. So I like the album quite a bit. I didn't like love it. I mean, you know, I didn't love it as much as the previous
Dead Man's
one. But
Tetris is awesome. I love Dead Man's Tetris.
I love
like
that
you were
song.
saying.
Yeah, Dead Man's Tetris is awesome. Never Catch Me, of course, and like the Thundercat song. I mean, I can't remember a song I downright like hated or anything or didn't like, but
Re-listen to Coronas.
yeah, maybe I will. But I just like the vibe of this album. I really do like the vibe and how it leans a lot heavier into the jazz and like the jazz.
It is still
fusion.
a really good album, in my
Yeah.
opinion. Like, it's still an album I really like, but in terms of the rest of his discography, I do have to like kind of rank it lower because I don't think it's as strong.
It's good, but it's not the best.
It's good, but it's all over the place.
Yes.
I
8
give
out
it
of
an
10.
8. Yeah, 8 out of 10 as well. Right, same here.
I'd give it a 7. So roughly the same ballpark.
All right, should we move on to the last one?
Yeah.
We shall.
Flamagra from 2019. It's long. It's got a
Yeah,
lot
it's
going on.
a bit too long for me, but that's my one like critique of this album for sure. Is that I like Flying Lotus in doses. I've noticed that. Like I really like his sound, but I can only absorb it so much at once. So trying to listen to this in one like go was really kind of a lot for me, and I had to split it up honestly.
But this one has a lot of variety.
It does.
It does.
It's
And
it's all over the
comes at,
place,
like,
but
a-
in the best kind of way.
It comes at like a very interesting time in like Flying Lotus's career, because like I feel like between You're Dead and this, he was doing a lot of other shit. Like he has a fucking radio station on GTA 5, so he's like, you know, curating music for that. I'm not sure if it was added as DLC or it was in the main game, like from the very start. But he does have a radio station in GTA 5. But also he was getting into directing, like with like Kuso and all of that. And it felt like he was trying to branch out and try to see if he could put his style into other things. And
They play Getting There a lot on that radio station in GTA, I've noticed.
it's cool that he kind of branched out in that. And Liam knows this, but like I've seen Kuso. I thought it was horrible, but I think after listening to his music, I would be open to rewatching it because I feel like I might get a bit more out of it and being more knowledgeable
I was
about
so pissed
horror.
off at the time. Because you just decided, like, I had been recommending Flying Lotus to you for like ages. You just go straight to Kuso and then say fuck his discography, and now you're listening to it.
No, I didn't say fuck his discography. I wanted to listen to his music, but that
But you
movie
never
was
did
just bad.
for so many years.
I know. I'm sorry. It's been on my
Why'd you
list
have
for
to
a
go
while.
straight to Kuso?
Look, I was an idiot when I watched that movie, whatever age I was. Like I said, I'd be open to rewatching it. I feel like it'd be a fun rewatch. Maybe I'd gel with it a bit more.
I want to see it because I like Flying Lotus, but just hearing how
Yeah, of
awful
course.
it was, I didn't really want to. I don't know.
But yeah, all I want to say is it's interesting how he took that kind of gap because like he had a consistent like release schedule of like every 2 years, and then it was like 5 years between Flamagra and You're Dead. And so I find it interesting that he took the time out to try branch out.
You thought You're Dead was bad. This one's 27 songs long.
I kind of love this. I thought it was great. I
it
did
is
not
great.
expect to really like it, but I expected it to be bloated, but I didn't feel the length that much. Like there's some like lesser songs, but I feel like there's enough variety where I was constantly engaged with the album. I wanted to see what comes next, you know? This is kind of a weird comparison. It feels like a Tim Burton influenced Flying Lotus album in a way. It has like a kind of gothic feel to it. Do you not get that from it? There's kind of
I
like
can
dark
kinda see
elements
it.
to it.
I wouldn't
There's
say
like
Tim
dark
Burton,
elements to
but-
it. Look, maybe I'm just getting that from like the David Lynch feature and
Yeah.
the fucking the David fucking
Feels
Lynch
more
feature.
Lynchian than Tim Burton, to
And-
be honest. I mean, yeah.
And also like the Denzel Curry feature, which is like literally just like
So good.
adding on to like black balloons from fucking Taboo.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, as
Which
the
is really
title
fun.
says, yeah. I mean, I like.
But how
Yeah,
good is
Black
it
Moon
though?
Freeze.
It's good.
It's
I love
awesome.
anytime
It's
Denzel
fantastic.
shows up. I like it. So that was one of my favorite songs on there for sure.
But this does feel more feature heavy than his past few albums, but that's probably
Yeah.
because of the extended length, but also
Yeah.
like the features are like they're bigger than he's ever had before, you know? He has fucking George
They are.
Clinton on there, his Anderson .Paak, Little Dragon, Shabazz Palaces, fucking
I mean, but-
Solange, Beyonce's sister.
That's true,
It's
but I
crazy.
mean, but the last album had Kendrick and Snoop Dogg. You could argue those are the biggest rap features he's probably had out of these guys.
Probably, but
But-
this does
I
have
wouldn't
like
say-
a lot more. I feel.
Oh, it has
I
more,
wouldn't
I
say
guess, in
Kendrick-
terms of quantity.
I mean, it literally has more. There's a song called More.
Yeah.
Which is also one of my
With
favorite
Anderson
songs on
.Paak.
the album.
Oh,
Yeah,
that song, that fucking
That
song.
song's awesome.
it's great. Yeah, I
It's
love
one of my
Anderson
most.
.Paak.
But
like
I-
that and Spontaneous are one of my most played things on Last FM. I never stop listening to those songs to this day. They're so good.
More is gorgeous. It does kind of feel like that era of Anderson .Paak as well, but it does. I wonder if fucking Flying Lotus had a hand in Anderson .Paak's music actually, because
He
it
might
does feel. It does feel like what was his fucking album that I really liked? I think it was Malibu. It kind of feels a bit similar to that, like whatever he was releasing at the time.
That
Yeah.
that
And-
song made me want to get into Anderson .Paak a lot because I love that like it has rap in that song, but it feels more like he's singing in that song, and he just has such a great voice, and it goes so
Yeah.
well with the
Yeah.
instrumentals.
It's very smooth. It's like the quietest moment on the album, I feel, and then after that it just kind of gets crazy.
Yeah, a little bit. But-
Love mama. And Spontaneous, I can't get over Spontaneous. I love Little Dragon so much, and they're like another one where it was, you know, me discovering them around the same time as Flying Lotus, and I was just
Yeah.
getting into like different kind of music, and like to see them collaborate, I was just like, oh, this is a fucking dream come true, and it's so good.
That is a great song. Do you want to listen my love? Yeah, it's stuck in my head every time I hear it.
I was like personally I was happy to see Shabazz Palaces show up because I think he's a very underrated rapper. He did album called Black Up, which came out in like 2011, which I love that album. I highly recommend you give it a listen. Probably one of the best one of the best rap albums of the past 10 years, I'd say. I agree with Quinn that it's slightly bloated, but also I don't think I'd have it any other way. Really takes you into its world, and it says what it wants to say, and then you're out of it, and it's fucking great.
It feels thematic, so it feels like that works for it.
That's true.
Can I read the lyrics to Fire Is Coming?
Yeah.
Can I do it?
Yes, you can. But it's just, it's such a, like, cool thing to do. Like, I mean, it's David Lynch and stuff, but, like, the way that the story is told, like, even though it's just, like, a little short story, it's so unsettling. Like, there are little details about it that are just so unsettling. And the music backing it just makes it even freakier, I feel like. So, I love Fire
Oh,
Is
yeah,
Coming.
that song's crazy. Like, I think that was probably the only Flying Lotus song I've heard for a while, because David Lynch.
The yellow phone on the wall started ringing. Tommy jumped, then ran across the kitchen and picked up the receiver.
That the whole time?
He has to do it.
Hello, he said. Hello, he said, a little out of breath. Tommy's father was downstairs in the basement woodshop cutting up a clear piece of... Sorry. Do the buzzsaw. Keep going. The sound of the saw was screechingly loud, and a big plume of agitated sawdust was forming in the air.
I'm done.
No, you gotta...
It's a banger. It fucking slaps.
I think there's one, like, line in that kind of story that always gets me, where it's he's picking up the phone for his mom, and he just says to his mom, he said you would know what it's about, and her face just goes pale, she's still, and then the guy comes down the street yelling Fire Is Coming. It's, like, terrifying.
Isn't it? Yeah,
It's so
it's
cool.
fucking... It's like a nightmare. It's like Lynch's movies. It's like a nightmare. Yeah.
It's so strange how how did he even get on to David Lynch? Like, what the fuck? Did he go to his meditation center or something? It's just like, hey Dave, I've got a song for you.
Maybe he was a fan.
Yeah. You never know. Lynch
could have
likes
been.
weird shit. Yeah.
I mean, Lynch has made music.
Oh, I didn't know.
He's made
that.
albums.
Huh.
That's my next recommendation. But no, that song is a banger. I also fucking love Debbie Is Depressed. I think that's a highlight for me. I really enjoy that song.
Yeah.
I was saying I do like the length of the album, but I feel like after The Climb, it starts to get a little bit more interesting. A little bit less interesting, I should say. Like, the last couple of songs, they haven't really stuck with me that much. And I love
It
The
does
Climb.
kind of just peter out kind of toward the end a little bit.
Yeah.
The only song
Yeah.
I really don't like is Yellow Belly. I don't like that song.
I like Tierra. I don't know if you've heard Tierra Whack, but like she has her album Whack World is really good, and those songs
I just didn't
are like,
like
a
her
fucking minute long.
vocals.
Oh,
They're literally all like a minute long.
Yeah,
That
I
album's
know,
really
yeah.
good.
That's if we were talking. It's just a side note, but like you guys were mentioning before, how like you wish there were some songs of his you just wish went on longer. That is literally her entire album, Whack World, because they all start off great, and they're all, if you look at the track list, they're all exactly 1 minute, and it's so frustrating because like they're fucking catchy half the time. So anyway, she's
I
good,
hate that.
but I don't know.
I do like Yellow Belly. I did enjoy that track. I don't think I was huge on the Toro YNNY. I could never fucking pronounce his fucking name. I'm not sure how I feel about that track. I wasn't huge on it.
The closing track was a bit weak, but
I think that was probably my favorite of like the last couple.
oh really? Mine was probably FF4. I thought that was a good, like, towards the end. I like FF4.
I'm happy with the album. I was kind of led to believe that it was like one of his weaker projects. Like, all the reviews that I'd heard like around the time it came out, it was just like, it's alright. It's not his best, but I really enjoyed it.
No, I did
Really
too.
I
like
like
the
it a
album.
lot.
Yeah.
I think it's really
Yeah.
good. Personally, it's a
Uh,
9 out of 10 for me. Even though it is bloated, it does have problems. I still just love a lot about it, and it's so enjoyable. It's so thematic, it's cool.
Nice.
There's a lot
I
to
would
offer.
give it an 8 out of 10. I
I'd
really
also-
liked it.
I'd also give it an 8. I really liked it. Could go up to a 9 on re-listen if I ever feel like re-listening to it. It could definitely.
Yeah,
go
I feel like a re-listen might even like lessen the bloat. Might feel a bit.
Yeah, it was
bit
just too much, a lot to take in my first time. Like, I feel like, you know,
I can
I
get
feel
that.
like that's always the case with Flying Lotus. He's very in your face sometimes. You don't know what to think right away.
He is, but the like extended, basically being twice as long as like one of his usual albums, definitely kind of made that a bit more difficult to absorb all of it at once. Yeah, but still really good. Still really good.
Do you have rankings? Do you want to do that?
I suppose. I mean, we usually do.
Ranking.
So starting at 6, we want to go from least favorite to favorite.
Let's all say it together.
Who would like to
3,
start? Oh
2,
yeah, duh.
1, 1983.
1983. Yeah, it's not
7
good
out of 10
enough to
though.
even be on Spotify.
It's good. It's
No, I know.
decent.
It's decent. It's just
Uh,
Yeah,
Sorry,
Quinn
one
throwing
second.
shade out here.
it's the only one I'm like, I don't know if I ever will go back and re-listen to it. The rest, maybe, you know, I'd probably listen to it, but
All right, my number 5 is You're Dead.
ooh,
8 out of 10.
My
Still
number
love it.
5 is also You're Dead.
Sorry.
damn. No, it's okay. I feel like I like that album like a lot more than you guys actually, which is, I mean, I don't know if it's surprising.
I still
but
really like it.
I love
It's a good
the
album.
heavier focus on jazz and like the rap like features. I just those two together, it felt like it was catered a lot towards
I think
me.
that's an album where it like really feels like he delves into like acid jazz shit as well.
Yeah, but my number 5 is Los Angeles. It's still good. It's just you know, a step up from his album before, but not quite to where it started impressing me a ton or anything. But yeah, still good.
My next one's Los Angeles. 9 out of 10.
My next one is Until the Quiet Comes. I'm very sorry, Liam.
Oof, that's tough. My number 4 is Cosmogramma. Great album. I know it's great, but I really liked his later stuff more for some reason.
That's a hot take.
It is hot. I bet. I didn't know what would be hot take and
Scorching.
what not for this guy.
Well, my next one is Flamagra at number 3. 9 out of 10.
My number 3
Nice.
is Los Angeles.
Ooh.
Wow.
Like it a lot.
God, this is so hard because, like, honestly, this is where it could switch up and, like, go anywhere for me. I will put my number 3, as of now, Flamagra, because it is, I need to listen to it again. It's just a bit too long, but I really liked it a lot.
Number 2, Cosmogramma. 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
My number 2 is Flamagra, which I didn't expect to be so high. I really, really like that
Wow.
album.
All because of David Lynch. No.
Yeah, that's it. That's the only reason that bumped it up
Lynch
like a
carried.
couple scores.
Yeah. He needs to just be on the every song. Number 2, I have. Oh fuck it! You're Dead. I'm putting You're Dead at number 2. For a bit, it was my number 1, but number 2.
Number 1, Until the Quiet Comes, to no one's surprise.
Whoa.
Nice.
Yeah, mine is Cosmogramma. Cosmogramma is my favorite. I love that album so fucking much. It is brilliant. It's fantastic.
My number 1 is also Until the Quiet Comes. I just love the vibe
What?
of that album. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't expect it. I'm glad someone likes that album as much as I do.
I mean,
kind
it
of.
was.
I mean, not to the same
I
degree,
still
but-
like the album.
I
still
know.
like the album.
I'll be honest, like, my top 3 is almost interchangeable. Like, I really like all 3 of those almost the same. Like, they could go in any almost spot, but yeah.
Well, I'm glad you both got something out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
happy I finally got to listen to his discography. Thank you very much for that recommendation, Liam.
Yeah.
Anytime.
It was a good one. It was a good
It was.
one. I
Yeah,
enjoyed that.
It was good.
We didn't post listener questions.
I know, I just fucking realized
I
that
just
too.
realized
That's freaking crazy. We didn't do it.
Is there anything else you'd like to do, or do you want to just wrap it up there?
Well,
Apologize to the audience.
yeah, sorry.
Sorry,
we,
guys.
Sorry, guys.
we
No
forgot about
listener
listener
questions
questions. We that little time off, or that extra week or 2 that we had off, really
Yeah.
fucked my brain up there.
We're trying to get on a better schedule now because things have calmed down a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just been really hectic, so we're a bit all over the place with stuff, but we'll get back
Yeah.
to it. We'll
Back
post
on
listener
the horse.
questions next time.
Yes, for sure. For sure. I guess now we would just go on to, like, next recommendation or something. Mine was the 2023 wrap up.
Oh,
and then, yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, God.
It's okay. It's an easy one. Yes, I don't really have much time to dedicate to like a couple of movies this week, so I'm going to recommend a television series. It's short. I think we all want to see it. Me and Liam definitely haven't seen it. I don't know if Quinn's seen it. It's only 7 episodes. It is Mike Flanagan's Midnight Mass. I've always wanted to see it.
Where
Okay.
did that come from?
Well, I've been thinking about it recently. I want to watch Midnight Mass, and I think this is the opportunity to do it, and I hope we all get something out of it.
I've been going through Haunting of Hill House, and I was gonna like do that Blind Manor and then Midnight Mass, but now I'm just like, fuck it, whatever, I don't care.
Well,
Fuck you.
I'm not even enjoying Hill House that much.
oh
so maybe
no,
that'll be
if you're not
something
liking
that I
Hill
like.
House, that's not good. I mean,
I'm not liking it. It's just boring.
oh,
Like it doesn't feel like much is happening so far.
Yeah.
So
I feel like
I
that's
hope
a
we get
style
something out of
though.
Midnight
I
Mass.
feel like that's Mike Flanagan loves.
I mean,
slow-
I'm not a big Flanagan fan, so I don't
Oh.
feel like this episode will be my best. But
I've heard good things. I heard it has good characters and good like monologues and a bunch of stuff like that. So
yeah,
like
I want to watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have friends who don't like Haunting of Hill House or Bly Manor, but they swear by Midnight Mass. So I'm confident that we'll get something out of this. But I would say it is worth going in knowing that all I know is that there's a lot of monologues and it is quite slow paced. So kind of prepare yourself for that. And like I said, it's only 7 episodes, so it shouldn't be too much of a, too much of a commitment.
Yeah, that's the first time we've done a series, I think,
Yeah,
as a main
that's new.
as a topic. Yeah, show.
Hope it turns out okay.
It will.
Damn, if I would have known that, I would have recommended like Jury Duty for one of those episodes. That would have been real fun. But yeah,
I mean,
Didn't-
if
This
like,
is an open podcast. We can do a lot of things.
that's true, we can do anything. Yeah.
I think I've talked about this with Liam before, but like, I think if we are going to do a TV show, it has to be a mini-series, or it has to be short enough where we can reasonably watch it in 2 weeks,
I think no longer than 10 episodes, never longer than 10 episodes. That's
Yeah.
If we're gonna
mine.
do one that has multiple seasons, we can do it season by season if you guys want. to.
Exactly.
Right.
We would never do like
Change it to Twin
multiple
Peaks.
seasons. Oh god. Oh god. The day will come, I'm sure, where that happens. But
How have I
mean,
still not seen anything from Lynch? The only thing I've ingested
because
by
you
him is
refuse
fucking
to
Fire is Coming.
because you refuse to fucking watch anything by him until you watch Eraserhead with me. You fucking freak.
Yeah, I just is that bad? Yeah, but I
all,
want to be near
yeah,
you.
all Liam knows about Lynch is the fire is coming. The fire is
That's
coming.
literally
That's
it.
his only impression of Lynch right now.
That's all you need of Lynch. That sums him up.
That sums him up. Yeah.
Can you do a peace out, bitches, in a Lynch voice?
Okay. All right. Well, before we do that, you can find me on Linktree. Just check the Linktree in the description of the episode. It's easy. Views by Quinn on everything.
Check the link tree in the description. There's one for me as well, believe it or not. Movies, music, me.
Would you believe it? There's one for me as well. Only shallow.
Who would have
We all have link trees. Who would have guessed? Oh my god, it's like it's the most convenient way to get all our social media in one place.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is an ad for Linktree. We're getting paid.
Yeah, we're getting paid.
Yeah, we are. All right. Well, that's about it. And peace out, bitches. I don't know how to do a David Lynch.
That was
peace
horrible.
out. Well, I don't know how to yell as
pinch,
David Lynch.
pinch your nose. Pinch your nose. Pinch your nose.
Peace out, bitches.
Oh, that's no.
I don't know how to do that.